Hello. Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Why does Rob say that?
Ernie, stop.
Oh,
Voice
sorry.
not working.
It says on mine record. Should I hit record? Mario, it says it has on my thing. It says record.
Ernie, did you say we're in noon?
We're on noon, yeah.
I can't hear the voice.
You can't hear my voice?
No.
Did I miss one?
Yesterday we did.
Oh no,
We learned yesterday morning.
yeah, I was there. My index says men test, but maybe I forgot to move it back. Okay.
Can you hear? Harold? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So what, Mario? You can't hear me?
Hey, Walter.
Hi, Walter.
I don't know
Hello,
what's going on.
Agiten kvittel.
Getting Kvittel, yeah.
Ernie, Shkoyach, what a beautiful davening. How was
Thank
davening,
you.
Harold? How was
Thank
it?
you.
Excellent, very nice, beautiful.
Yeah, we also had a beautiful davening.
It went very well.
Yeah. Okay.
Mario, can I start or what?
Hello.
Mario?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear you.
No, I cannot hear you.
Why?
Why?
Can you hear me?
Mario, can you hear Harold?
Can you hear me?
His headset is not working.
Ah, well, wait a minute.
His hearing aid is not working.
Oh.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
can you hear us?
Now I can.
Okay, good. So we're on Nun, Amid Aleph, Amid Rabbah. My time at the Rav. Rob said that if a person is walking Erev Shabbos and he doesn't think he's going to get to his house, and he doesn't specifically notate a specific place that he's going to keep his Shabbos there, then he doesn't get Daled Amos. He only gets Daled Amos. We should do Lo Masayim Asrei. Because and for example, Rabbah was, even if he said, if I want to go to that tree, but going to that tree is not a specific place because the tree is wide in itself, so it doesn't create a specific Daled Amos there. Vikidi Amar Rabbi, my time and Rabbi Shunda Kazava are different svara. Called She'ena B'Zachar Zeh, which if you have a halachic thing that it doesn't work sequentially, then even if you do it b'vasachas, even if you do it at the same time, it also doesn't work. So he could not designate a certain Arba Amoit's place and then another one. Therefore, he can't do it at the same, because let's say under the tree was 12 Amos. So he wasn't sure exactly where. So since he cannot you can't designate two different domiciles on Shabbos, don't designate one. So since sequentially it won't work with Vasach Hasidir. So it might be nice. What's the difference between the svara of Mishum Delo Messiah Masrei and this other svara? The Omar, for example, if he said, Liknu li the Arba Amois Migur Shmon, at least let me have a place 4 amos wide within 8. It's still not, for the one who wants a specific location, even saying I want 4 amos within 8, that's not specific enough. This is as if he designated one place. It's not b'zachar zeh, and therefore it would work. Okay. Gufa. Amar Rabba. Kol davar she'einu b'zachar zeh, afilu b'vasach haseinu. We learn this general rule that if things cannot work sequentially, they can't work with vasach hasidir. We'll have a few examples of that. Eis ve'abai l'rabba. Amar b'masrois. So by Meiser, see, by Truma, there is no shear. So you get 1/40th, you get 1/50th. But by Meiser, the Torah gave a shear, 1/10. So let's say you give more than 1/10. That's a problem. Because let's say you gave 15%, the other 5%, really, you did it with not nidin. And therefore, it's going to be like Tevel. The master is perosav nesukonim. That means his other fruits that he separated 15% on, the other 85% is okay. However, masroisav mekukolim. His meiser he can't eat because within that meiser is tevel, and we can't tell which one is which. Frankly, more amai lema kol she'einu b'zachar zeh. Since you cannot give two meisers one after another, it should not have a chalos on the other 5%. Shouldn't be a problem. Or it says shiny meiser the isil chatsoim. The problem with meiser is on one fruit you can get half that fruit could be meiser for the other half of it. The yomar tigdosh palga de chitosa kadsha. It works. However, says the Gemara, meiser behema, that's by meiser of grain. But the farmer also, when he has cattle, he has to give 1/10 of the cattle, and that you can't give half of it. Half of a cow cannot be meiser. Bari meiser behema de lesel lechatzoy v'omer rabba. Now the farmer has to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the 10th becomes the meiser. What if 2 animals came out at the 10th, and he called them both 10? Ukran asiri, asiri v'achadasar murovin zeh bazeh. The din is one of them is going to be a meiser, and really the other one is chulin, but we don't know which one is which. So we say that it's going to be a shlomi. Now here, why don't we also say anything that is zeh achar zeh won't work because you can't give 2 meisers? We should say that this doesn't work either. So the Gemara says no. Shiny meiser be'ema the isiv is achar zeh betos. By meiser be'ema, there is an example where 2 animals will come out sequentially by mistake, and there will be a chalos kedusha. This not. Kora litchi asiri, velasiri chi, ulachad asarsi. When you counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you counted the 9th 10, you counted the 10th animal 9, and the 11th animal also you called 10. So, shloshton mekudoshim. All 3 of them will have a level of kedusha. The first one because you called it asiri. the second one, which was the 10th one, it was the 10th. And the 11th is also considered a meiser, because once you're above 10, it'll, even though by accident you called it, it'll have a chalos kedusha. Since over there it works, this rule of kol she'eino b'zachar zefel v'zachas doesn't apply. Now, if someone is machayiv to bring a korban toda, for example, he got rescued from prison, or he came back from a trip across the desert, or he was healed from a sickness. So there you have to bring a korban toda. Korban toda is a regular shlomim, except you have to bring 40 loaves of bread with it. Varei toda the lasabetos. There is no din of mistake. The less of bezachar, and also this rule of bezachar doesn't work either. Vitma. We have a baraisa toida shenishchat al shmonim chalos. You shechted the korban on 80 loaves. So the question is the following: 40 of the 80 at least become hegdish. Rabbi Yochanan Amar lo kotru al arboim mitoch shmonim. No, since you didn't do it correctly, none of the chalos become hegdish. Everyone agrees. If he actually says, I want 40 to become hegdish out of 80, the kochi, that'll work. If he says, Lo yikatchu arboim elim ken kotchu shmonim, I don't want 40 to be hegdish unless all 80, then that doesn't work. Kulam lo pligi lo yikatchu, because you can never have more than 40. Ki pligi b'stoma, he didn't say anything. And he just shechted it, and you had 80 loaves. Now, Mar Sovar, one held that the reason he brought 80 was like for insurance. Just in case the 40 got ruined, he had an extra 40. And he made it tonight that if these become niskalkel, I want the other ones in their place. And therefore, that mandarba would say it works. No, he didn't know the din that you only need 40. He brought 80, and therefore, according to that mandar, it won't work. When do we say that if the guy is walking Erev Shabbos and he knows he's not going to reach his house? So the Mishnah said he should designate a landmark near his house and say that that's my domicile. So lo shana will be ilan shetachtav shtem esrei amo. And we said it doesn't work. But unless he says be'ikaro, unless you say I want to make my domicile at the trunk. But if you just said the tree, so we said it's not enough of a specific place. So Abaya qualifies and says we only aser if it's 12 amos wide. Aval be'ilan shein tachtav shtem esrei amo remixes space on nicker. So listen, if you have less than 12, so you have a 4 amos middle section, and then you have 3.5 on either side. So he clearly had to create his house a little bit in the middle section. That's enough of a base on nicker for it to work. Who says that he's thinking about the 4 middle ones? Maybe he's thinking at the extremists, the 4 to the east or the 4 to the north, 4 to the west. And it's not this, so it's still not enough of a specific place. That means, when do we say it doesn't work? If you have a tree 8 amos wide. So array mixes based on nick. Wherever you're going to say, you have to have a place of at least 4 amos there's going to be an overlap in the middle. So that part is clearly designated. That's enough to make it his bias. Now this machlokas Rav and Shmuel, the Gemara points out, Tani Kavose de Rav, Tani Kavose de Shmuel. We have brises that support both shitas. Tani Kavose de Rav, Mishaba Baderech v'chashkalo. A person is walking, Erev Shabbos, it's getting dark. He knows he's not going to get to his house. V'haya makir ilana god there. He knows a certain tree or fence within 2,000 amas of his house. He wants to create, with his mouth, a domicile there. The Omar, Shvi Sasi Tachtov. So that's not good language. Because if he says under the tree, it's not a specific enough place. Lo Amar Klum. We've learned that. But if he says, I want my domicile to be in a specific place, so that's okay. He can go to that place. When he gets to that place, that became his domicile, and he has 2,000 amas in either direction from that place. It has got to be a specific place. Kigom, Sheshavas Betel, he had to create his domicile on a mound. It's got to be 10 tefachim high, arba by arba, up until 5,000 square amas, but fenced in, so it's Rosh Hashanah. Or a valley that's 10 tefachim deep, and that's arba amas at base of Simon, 4 square amas to 5,000 square amas. Let's say it was in the middle of a meadow that's not fenced in, a low el arba amas, then he didn't really create a proper domicile. And from where he is, he only gets arba amas. He didn't create a good tchum for himself. So this is the sheet of Rav. Now, let's say there were two people walking. Let's say one of them knows a place. The other doesn't know the area well. The one who doesn't know, he makes the other guy shaliach for him and say, listen, I'll do it wherever you do it. And if the one who knows the locales gives a specific place, then it'll work. That's, you have to find a specific designated place. If it's not a designated place, he can't move from where he is. So this price certainly supports Rav, and is a kashan Shmuel. Leimetev tiyuf to the Shmuel. Am l'cha Shmuel ach ma'eskinon. Gon dike mimkom raglav va'ad ikaro trei alfe va'arba gamidi. He knew a tree, and it was 2,000 amas, but there was 2,004 amas. If he makes a domicile on the extremis of that tree, so he's outside of his tchum. If he was able to designate a specific arba amis place, that's how Shmuel would explain that price. Shmuel. You're not allowed to make an eruv in two directions. Meaning, you live here, I have 2,000 amas, east, west, north, and south. I know my Rebbe is coming from the east, and he's going to be at 4,000 amas. So I go to the east, I put an eruv down there. Now, I can go an extra 2,000 amas beyond my eruv. So I can go 4,000 amas, but I cannot go even 4 amas in any other direction. I'm not allowed to make an eruv in two different directions. Let's say he didn't know the law. Tov the eruv l'shtei ruchos. Kimedumu u'shemarvin l'shtei ruchos. Because he thought he could do that. Oh, shamar lavadav tzu varvul. He told 2 of his servants, make an eruv for me. Echad ir v'lav l'tzafon. Echad ir v'lav. One made it in the north, one made it in the south. You can't do that. Mahalek l'tzafon ke'eruv l'dam. So these 2 eruvim limit him. to the shared area. So you can only go 1,000 this way, 1,000 that way. The mitzvah of the tchum, if there's no shared area, lo yozuz mimkomo, he's not going to have any tchum. So this is now kashan Rav, lemetevitiyuf to the Rav. Rav Tanu Pali. Shmuel was an Amoira and is never classified as a Tana. So that's why when we asked a kasha from the Baraisa on Shmuel, he had to give us Hachamayaskino, and he had to give us a case that it fit. But this Baraisa that we just quoted, it's in Gansen a stira to Rav, but that's okay. Because Rav Tana Hu Pali. Rav was a Talmud of Rebbe. Rebbe is the last Tana. And the two Talmidim of Rebbe, Rav and Reb Chia, we find in Shas a number of places where we will say Rav Tana Hu Pali or Reb Chia's Tana Hu Pali. Omar Shvisvasi bi Ikaro. However, the Mishnah said, if he designated the trunk of the tree as his domicile, then that's okay. He creates the ability to walk 4,000 hours. Okay. So tomorrow is Tuesday, and we will have the Tzurim Rabbanon at 8 o'clock. We're going to start Yayin Nesech, Stam Yainam and Yayin Nas. Very interesting